What's up, you guys? Today's YouTube video, I'm going to be talking about my highs and lows. Essentially, I'm going to be discussing some of the more sensitive topics I've gone through in life and how I've kind of got through them. Some more recently as well than others. Reason why I have this Rubik's Cube is because I know myself and I know I'd probably get emotional and choked up if I didn't have something to kind of distract myself throughout the process. So probably just going to be breaking this apart, putting it back together. It'll probably be like a 20-minute video. So I feel like it'll be good way to occupy my time. But yeah, I have a couple things that I wanted to kind of start with. I'll try to do my best to stay in order because I'm ADHD as hell and I might get distracted with some of the things I want to talk about. But the first thing would definitely be when I was younger, I guess struggling with, obviously, growing up, you're one of the smaller guys in class, always on the bottom right of the bench or whatever in every school photo. And it wasn't until I first started getting bullied by my first elementary school bully. There was a couple for sure, like with name calling and stuff. And like, obviously you're going to go through that. But there was one instance in particular where one guy straight grabbed me by the throat and lifted me. So that kind of stood out and stuck out as a moment that kind of constantly reminded me of like, you're smaller and beneath these other people, or at least like that's how it is in school, right? They think you're above it all, or that they are above it all. So that was a standout moment for me that I don't really talk about as far as my schooling days go. Obviously, there were name calling and stuff along the way, but honestly, as I grew up, I guess this is how I would have gotten over it. But as you grow up, you kind of start to care less about what other people think, and you start to know who you are. So when people who don't know you have their opinions on you and name call you, you start to care less and less. But the words still hurt at the end of the day, like in the beginning. So it was definitely tough kind of dealing with that in elementary, middle school, high school. I kind of found my group of friends and they honestly bullied me in games, but I mean, that's part of it. Just get better at the game and you stop getting bullied. But yeah, it kind of helped me get through that tough time was being surrounded finally by the right people, I'd say. Next struggle that I was kind of dealing with through high school was definitely body dysmorphia. Again, it probably synced back to getting bullied when I was younger. But yeah, you start to see these guys bigger than you getting into relationships and even a lot of my buddies were constantly in and out of relationships and I was just like constantly single. I'm like, is it because of my height, because I'm skinny, because I'm short? Like, what is it? And the gym really helped me kind of find my confidence because at the end of the day, like I'm still short, still skinny, but I feel like the biggest thing that's changed in the last few years has been my confidence, which I gained through the gym. So that's been pretty big getting through that. But even then, with body dysmorphia, I know a couple people who go through it every day and I do not take this long on a cube for what it's worth. I am just distracting myself. And normally this takes me 1 minute to 2 minutes, but it's not my focus. Just had to get that out of the way. But I know some people struggle with body dysmorphia every day. And as guys, you don't really talk about it. For me, what I found really helped with my body dysmorphia was, well, with my hybrid training was huge too, because when I was just training bodybuilding style and I was just like, not really getting the results I wanted right away, it was a bit deflating still in a sense. But when I started training for strength along with hypertrophy, I started to see at least the numbers grow with my strength. So that gave me confidence. And similarly with calisthenics now, like sometimes I'm worried about like if I look good or how my build is, but at the end of the day, I'm unlocking these new skills. And that's the perks with hybrid training is the confidence isn't just through your looks, it's also through your ability. And that really helped and is continuing to help with my body dysmorphia is that I'm not just gauging my appearance and my looks and my confidence just based off one socially constructed thing of like, you look good in comparison to the rest of society. Like, nah, like I know that I, for one, have achieved a well-maintainable physique. Like I'm happy with my physique. I can maintain it easily. But also on the days where I'm not feeling the best, rest days I feel the worst. Well, rest days are consistently like tomorrow's garbage. On rest days, I just feel like I look like garbage all the time. But at the end of the day, what helps is that I know that I am strong, and I know that I feel like I can perform these skills that not many people can do. So I am confident in my abilities, and that is also what helps a lot with my body dysmorphia. Um, in high school, was it grade 12? No, it was in college actually. But yeah, in college, I'd say one of the biggest experiences of loss was losing my grandma. And this is why I have the cube. But yeah, everyone deals with like different types of loss at different stages in life. And for backstory, our grandma wasn't just like the classic like grandma that you saw on the weekends or whatever. Like she used to live with us in the household. It was me, my sister, mom, dad, and grandma. So she was like a big part of our lives. Like she, when my parents were at work, she raised my sister and I, right? Like essentially. Um, and yeah, she was huge. So her loss was, it hit my sister and I and the whole family really hard, of course. So first time dealing with that was just different. And I think it like more than people realize, it shifts your kind of viewpoint moving forward. Just because like now I feel like I totally messed this up because I'm distracted. But now I feel like I do a lot of things because I feel like she's watching over me. And even in more recent decisions, I feel like I'm choosing to make certain decisions because I'm trying to make her proud because she's watching over me. So that loss hits you in a different sort of way, but it also like challenges you to be a better person. So that is a good thing. What else? Yeah, around the time my grandma passed, actually, was when I got into my first relationship. Um, yeah, it was around that time. But yeah, first relationship, it was one of those things where in the moment, it was good, really no complaints. Uh, it was mostly during COVID, so it was just a different time. And honestly, it was nice to have a person during it. And yeah, it was decent, but it was one of those things where you look back on it and a lot of truths, even recently, like you start to discover more truths about that person and lies and things that were not said. And I'm not here to talk crap about that relationship or anything because at the end of the day, I do wish the best on that person and hope that we both continue to grow as people. Um, but yeah, I'll keep it focused on me, uh, and say that left me at a pretty low point just with how things ended. And yeah, it was tough to kind of go through. I think having an outlet as the gym and having friends definitely helped a lot through that situation. And yeah, any sort of breakup is definitely challenging. That was the first one, so it took my first like serious long-term relationship breakup, so it took a while to get over. But yeah, and not gonna lie, pretty soon after I started seeing someone new. Me and her ended up having a 4 or 5 year relationship, pretty long. Took me a while to get her to officially become my girlfriend because it was still pretty soon after, and I wasn't sure what I wanted quite yet. But we tried everything, lived together for a year, and recently uh, broke up a couple months ago, and it was honestly all on me. She was wanting to make it work. By the end of it, when we broke up, it was cordial. Like she agreed that we weren't meant to be together at that time because I wasn't. Why would she want to be with someone not willing to put in the work? And that's kind of where I was at. Like cared for her, wish her the best, but also I feel like she puts so much effort and time into her relationship, like wanting to go on dates and grow together and work on things and like super healthy. But I just didn't really have the energy or capacity for it. And it sounds selfish, but like I wanted to put it towards my business. And one would argue that like maybe I should be able to work on myself and do this entrepreneurship in a relationship. And I agree. I just think if it was the right person, I would have made it work. And as much as I care for that person, I don't think it was the right person, unfortunately. And maybe things can change in the future. But as of right now, I do know it's the right decision. It's just tough to kind of continue to live each day knowing that it was the right decision, but it still feels like still hurts at the end of the day for me and for them. And yeah, all these recent decisions have kind of been summing into, what am I trying to say? It's just tough because as of recent too, I've made a lot of big financial decisions, a lot of big relationship decisions. I've invested into calisthenics coaching, mentorships, instead of continuing my education through school, the school system, which I did not picture myself wanting to continue. But yeah, right now it's even a struggle, man. Like I chose to go this route as far as ending my relationship, as far as investing into these mentorships, and it's not easy. Like I'm posting a lot on social media. Yesterday I posted 5 different pieces of content on 3 different platforms. I'm posting 2 to 3 times minimum a day, and trying to improve and learn and get better at each point. But day to day right now is a struggle. If I'm gonna be honest, like I'm doing this completely on my own. I'm living in a 2-bedroom house, constantly reminded of the empty extra bedroom that's just there, and that like used to be filled with someone I cared about. So it's just not an easy stage of my life for sure, but I think the only reason I'm able to kind of push through it now is because I know that this might just be one of the biggest challenges that I've faced, and that if there is some sort of light at the end of the tunnel where I do make it, and I'm able to look back on this video as something that I worked hard and pushed through, then it'll all be worth it. But at the end of the day, nothing's going to change if I don't change too. Like I know that I need to be that 2.0 version of myself watching this video right now. Like when I'm looking back at this video, I need to be that person now. I can't just be the person I am today and expect something to be different. So this is really a challenge, but yeah, I feel like I have a lot more struggles to talk about, but as of recent, it's just been the day-to-day. It's easier to talk about the present just because it's literally happening. Like today I got a $418 ticket after paying rent and paying off my credit card for the mentorship and the coaching. Like holy shit, like dipping into savings, financially struggling, but, or I wouldn't want to say financially struggling, but financially it's like I need to start making money off this stuff and need to start seeing results for myself here. So this cube made things a lot easier, but at the same time, I still haven't solved shit. But yeah, this kind of chat is not always easy to have. So I hope if you're watching this that you give me grace, because yeah. Yeah, these chats aren't always easy to share, but they're important. And I think as far as looking back on these sort of things at some point in my life, it'll be cool to kind of see that I did push through these moments, because I imagine that I will get there and will eventually be in that successful position that I imagine that at one point will be in. It's just, it's hard to picture it right now when you're literally like fighting each day just to like survive. And I'm not even talking about with rent and finances. It's like mentally every day is a battle. And I finally finished this cube. Yeah, I think we'll call it there. if you got to the end of this video, I appreciate you hearing me out. I know this might have just been a boring yap sesh, but it'll be something to look back on. And if it helps you at all with pushing through any sort of struggles or pain points that you're currently in, just remember that there is a 2.0 version of yourself watching. And if you want to be that better version of yourself, it's not going to happen by just staying the same. Like, I know that for me, I'm not satisfied or settled with who I am as a person. I don't think I ever will be. But I know that that person that I want to be, the one that's making over 10K a month, the one that's helping all these different people achieve results and change their lives, like, that isn't this person sitting on this couch. And it's up to me to become that person watching this video. So hopefully this is the start of some big changes for both of us. Cube's done. End of the video.